In the summer of 1974, my sister got married. Friends of our parents, Frank and Sheila Robinson, came to the wedding with their Super 8 video camera, and Frank took one reel of film. I remember seeing it just after the wedding when they brought the film and a projector to our house. The reel of film then sat in a drawer for the next 48 years. Fortunately, it had always been kept dry and in the dark, which means it has remained in perfect condition. About 15 years ago, I bought this 8mm projector from a jumble sale. It did not work, but it was always my plan to repair it and to finally watch the one reel of film again. In 2022, I eventually got to work on the projector. It was very dirty and the two drive belts had completely perished. It did not have a power lead, which was an old-fashioned 2-pin affair, but apart from that it appeared to be complete, and the all-important bulb was in working order. I replaced the power plug with a modern PC-type socket and cleaned everywhere I could with alcohol and replaced the drive belts. The projector then ran, and as I said, the all-important bulb was still working. Finally, it was time to feed in the film and hope that the machine did not chew my only reel of 48-year-old film to bits. Luckily, the film fed in perfectly and emerged out to be connected to the take-up spool. Once connected up, with the motor running, the bulb switched on, the film appeared for the first time in nearly 50 years on the wall. Looking at the start of the film, it appears that Frank had checked his camera by filming his street and his lovely Mark II Jaguar, which I always loved to ride in. Perhaps that is where I caught the Jaguar bug. I then copied the film to a modern video camera, after first spending some time trying to match the frame rates so as to reduce the flicker as much as possible. I loaded the now digital version into the film editing software I regularly use and began to edit the film. Super 8 films never included sound, so the film is silent. I added some sound effects to try to create the feeling of a wedding. Now complete, here is the short film. I think this was a false alarm where Frank thought he'd spotted the wedding car. However, there is no footage of the actual wedding car arriving. Amazingly, Frank had captured on film an incident that I had a vague memory of from the time. As the chauffeur went to close the car door, a young lady almost walked into him and the door. I must have been sent ahead. I can't work out what my no doubt cheeky comment was to Frank. Then the proud father and the bride appear right on time. It's great to see Dad here, as sadly he died only a couple of years after the wedding. In those days there was certainly no filming allowed in the church, so the remainder of the film was from after the ceremony. The happy couple. Sadly, the marriage wasn't destined to last. Oops, he's gone already. The best man, Stan, as I recall, married to Barbara, one of the bridesmaids. The lady in white is Sheila, wife of the cameraman. I have no idea what made the mother of the bride approach the cameraman, but it meant I got to get this great close-up. The bridesmaids, Pat and Barbara. I can recognise quite a few of the guests, but by no means all of them. Who was the girl on the bicycle? And why was she in the middle of a wedding? And sadly, that was everything Frank had filmed. After that, I got taken to the wedding reception in Frank's lovely Mark II.